So, writing the presentation. So, the first point already mentioned, if you are just talking about equations and symbols and notations, okay, then the audience will definitely get bored. So, you have to connect it to the real world, okay, how it will affect the real world, okay. And this is a very important issue with the engineering courses or with the engineering content, that sometimes we are talking about things which people don't see in front of them, or they don't feel that this is happening in front of them. Okay. For example, most of the math courses we don't understand why we take them. What does linear algebra has and differential equation has to do with anything? Okay. So you have to make it relevant to the audience. Okay. That this can happen or this will help you in this way. Okay. So one way to make it relevant for the audience is that you include lot of practical examples. Make sure that these practical examples are from their daily lives. Okay, things which they see or experience on daily basis. Okay, so if you are talking about an industry or a factory, nobody goes to the factory. Most of the audience may not have access to the machinery in the factory, or they may not have access to chemical laboratories. Okay, so you have to give them an example which they see in front of them. Okay, clear? Okay. So it will also make sure that the message which you are trying to convey through your presentation, the audience will keep it in their mind for longer. Okay, because they now feel that whatever the presenter was talking about, I can now go home and see it happening in front of me. Now I know why this was happening. Okay, now I know why the color of rainbow is this, for example. Why the rainbow has 7 colors. Okay, so it's easier for them to understand and they can take it home and remember it for a longer time. Okay. One more thing, let's take an example. Okay, so now you are paying attention, right? What example I am going to give. So when you say it, just by saying I am going to give you an example, catches the attention of the audience. But I am not giving any example. Okay, I tricked. So, but just when you are saying, let's take an example, or let me tell you a story, or let me tell you what happened. These are what we call as, sparking words. Okay, you hear them now, you want to listen what will happen next, what he is about to say. Okay, and then he says nothing like me, and then you lose my trust. Anyways, but it will not happen in the real presentation. Okay, when you say I am going to give an example, it will catch the attention, then you give them the example. Okay, but the point was examples, stories and events, they catch the attention. Okay, so if you convey the message in this way, it will be better. Okay, yeah, you try to show them how they can use your idea in their life. Okay, so you tell them, okay, you want good health, then this is what you can try on daily basis. Okay, like just walk from your home to the cold store every day and you will see this much change. Okay, so you are giving them something which they can do easily. Okay, which they are already doing, but now you are telling them, okay, do it in this way, so you will see the benefit. Okay. Okay. So this is one example, this is the other example. Okay. Same, it's about the same product. Product is a riding service, it's a ride service, car sharing service. Okay, like an online taxi service. Okay. For example, if you look at this one, okay, and you look at this one. So here, you see now what they are mentioning? Right to where? Forget about the first one. This and this. Okay. Then you can use Wi-Fi. Something need on daily basis, right? Some places where we go or we need to go on daily basis, right? Okay, so they are mentioning this. Okay, pre-scheduled trip from where? Airport. So I know where this service can be used. Okay, so I go to airport for something. Now I will have it in my mind that I can use this service. Got it? Okay, if you look at the other side, so they are saying the same thing actually. Okay, but you don't see any words with which you can relate. Okay, here there are words which you know, you need. Okay, so I go to a restaurant now. When I think about the restaurant, I will think about this product or service. Okay, here they are just saying in general terms, same thing. They are saying the same thing in general terms without mentioning anything. Okay, here there is a more personal touch. This one has a more personal touch. Okay, so they are using the words and the services which you use on daily basis. Going to the restaurant, using Wi-Fi, going to the airport. Okay, for example, airport pickup and drop off. Instead of that, if they just say pre-booking of pickup and drop off, same thing, right? Airport or no airport doesn't matter. But by putting airport here, they catch your attention. Okay, I can use it for this. Okay, so you are these are called as there's a specific word for it. I'm forgetting it. And they are giving you signals. Okay, they are giving you small signals. So where you can use this service. Okay, so try to include words which the audience can relate to, which they need or they use on daily basis. Okay, if you obviously nobody can memorize the whole presentation word by word. I gave you the example of my friend, he did already. But there are few people like this, and then they go mad. He did again. Okay, like we have to put him in the hospital, literally. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, we can make presenter notes then. Okay, so if you are afraid about forgetting something, you may go with presenter notes. Okay. The other option is, okay, I will forget something, let me put it on the slide. Okay? But that goes against the other principles I told you. Less text. Make it big, make it less. Okay? If you try to put too much text on the slides, then it's wrong. Okay? And then again you would say, why are you putting so much text in your slides? Because you need it for the quiz and the exam and the assignment and so on and so forth. Okay, so if I don't put it, then where do I put it? Okay, but in presentation seminars, you don't need this. Okay, so much text on the slide. So put little text. If you are afraid of forgetting something, then you can use presenter notes. Presenter notes can be in the form of a paper. Okay, we write on paper. There are people who write on hands. Okay. Write some points, okay, and or you have tablets and phones. You can have it in front of you. Okay, the screen is showing the presentation, and then you have the phone or the tablet in front of you. Okay, and there are softwares which allow you a designated area for putting the notes. If you look at this, okay. The screen is just showing what? The slide, right? But here I can see my notes. This is PowerPoint. Okay, so you can put your notes here. Okay, if you can put your notes here, so you will only see it, but the audience will not see it. Okay, so this is another method of having your notes. Okay, so but I already mentioned here that if you are reading from anywhere, you cannot present well. You are reading from the slide, from the notes, from your hand, wherever. is not a good style of presentation. When you are reading, your mind is busy, your eyes are busy, your hands are busy. You cannot present well. Okay? So notes are for what? If I cannot read, then what do I need the notes for? To remember something. Huh? Yeah, I remember the word. The cues. Okay, it's called a cue. Okay, not Q with the Q, Q with the C. Okay, C-U-E, Q. Okay, a signal. Okay, an important thing just to remember. Okay, now I have to say this. Just to remember. Okay, still you have to practice, still you have to do the rehearsal. You should know what to say, but if you forget anytime, you have some points written in front of you. Okay, not the whole chapter in front of you. You cannot do this. Okay. Incorporate the idea visually. Try to use less text and more figures and tables and graphs and so on. Okay, you want to write a process. Instead of writing step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, make a flow diagram, make a flow chart. Okay, so it will be visually more appealing. Okay, and there are different methods I already mentioned here, and many of them are available in PowerPoint. I can show you later on. Okay, something like this. Okay, so you can write these things in the form of text as well. This area has this much, this area has this much, this area has this much. Okay, you can make them as points, but by putting it this way, it looks much better. Okay, same thing with the graph. Okay, I can tell you that paid users are high and free users are low and so on and so forth. But instead of this, I put a graph. Okay, so it's much more appealing and engaging. I think I mentioned last time as well. The reason we spend too much time on social media and these apps is because of this. Okay, you don't like everything you see there. Okay, but when you see a new image, your mind automatically goes there. Okay, like you scroll up and that a new image appears, and then you have to see it. This is how it happens. Okay, alive. Okay, I should be having like masks, different masks. After every 5 minutes, I change my mask. So images change, right? It must be getting boring looking at my face. But I cannot help it. What can I do? Okay, use multimedia. I already mentioned this. Okay, and with every new image, they have mentioned that your mind is telling you there is something new, something unexpected. With text, this doesn't happen. Remember, that's why I asked in the last lecture that who read a book last time. Because book means text. Your mind doesn't go or is not attracted to the text in the same way as it is attracted to a video or a new image. Okay, and the mind is looking for something new. Okay, it doesn't want to sleep like my daughters. Okay. I mentioned this. Yeah. So, what type of media you can use? You can use videos. There's GIFs, which is an animated image. Okay. I don't know what GIF means, but animated image. You can add audio, music. Okay. Other elements, just to keep the audience engaging. Okay. So, for example, you have a quiz, of a survey in the middle of the presentation. Okay, just to have the opinion of the audience. Okay, so you make sure they are paying attention. Okay, quiz not for the sake of you will get 10 marks for the quiz. No, not like this. It only happens in the class, not outside the class. Okay, so just to engage the audience. So these external tools can also be used for engaging the audience. They are also part of using alternative methods. Okay. If you use multimedia, it's also beneficial for you. So you are playing a video, okay, and then what you are doing? The video is 30 seconds, and for 30 seconds you are what? Free, right? You are free. Okay. So the audience is engaged, and you get more time to think what you need to say we have like half an hour of presentation, okay, you get a break in the middle by doing this. Okay, so now you know if somebody shows you a video, then what is the actual reason. Okay, ask the audience some interesting questions on which they can think. Okay, there are questions which are too technical, right? So half of the audience thinks it's too difficult, let's not answer it. Or more than half, to be honest. Okay, maybe 80-90% of the people think he will give the answer. It's a technical question, right? Okay, but if I ask you how was the weather, okay, or how much did you drive today to come here, okay, that is something you know you can answer. Okay, so it gets your mind into working mode, and then you. So what type of questions they can be? Have you ever experienced this? So you're asking about something they experience. What if? So you are giving them a new case. Okay. What if you have a new material available? What if you didn't have a car? What if? And so on and so forth. Okay. What would you do if, again, giving them a new situation? Okay. What would you do if today's class was cancelled? It didn't cancel. Okay. Why do you think that this is happening? So something which is already happening, and then you ask them why do you think it's happening in this way? Why Dr. Uneb is torturing us in this way? Right? Something like this. Doesn't he have a family or something? Okay, but keep in mind, what's the title? What does it say? Writing the presentation. So these questions must also be written. These activities must also be written in advance, that I am going to ask this thing. Okay, don't just start thinking about, okay, the audience is getting bored, let me think about a question. You cannot think now. It must have been thought before the presentation, okay, and you must have written it. Okay.
So in the presentation,
Sorry?
in the presentation itself?
Yeah, in the presentation, so that the audience can see it. Okay. Or you can write them in notes if you don't want to show it. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. Simplify the sentences, make them shorter. You don't have to complete the sentences. Okay. Use main keywords, key phrases. Okay. Don't write complete statements. Okay. Half-filled sentences are much appealing to the audience, and then obviously then your text will be less as well. Okay. For example, you can see now, it's a whole paragraph, right? It's a complete paragraph. Okay. It will not catch much attention. Instead of this, these are the same points. Okay. Instead of writing it in the paragraph, so that paragraph is good for the report, right? For the report, you will write it like this, the whole paragraph. Okay. But in the presentation, it should be in this way. Okay. So there is no complete sentence here. Okay. So presentations are not for writing sentences and paragraphs and statements. They are for giving keywords, key phrases. Okay. And you can see they are using short form as well. In presentations, there is no limit for using any short form. Okay, then I cannot use abbreviation, or I have to explain it first. There is no need. Okay, if somebody has a question, you are there. They can ask you. Okay, but make the presentation simple. Okay. Yes.
Can you improve this?
Sorry.
Improve this.
Improved
Yes.
SEO was there. I think it's search engine something. Yeah. Search engine, I don't know what it is. I just took the example. Okay. Okay, now the third step, designing your presentation. You planned, you researched, you knew about the audience, then you wrote what you want to include in the presentation, and you may write in a Word file or on a paper or on a notepad file or in your phone, okay, or leave a voice note for yourself, whatever, okay, and then you start preparing the presentation, okay. So the content is already there. Now you want to see how will I put it in the presentation, okay. So first of all, how will you deliver the presentation? Okay, you need a PowerPoint slide, or you will just need the board, or you will just stand and say, okay. So how will you deliver the presentation? Okay, but I already mentioned that in most of the cases we need the slides. Okay, so okay, so if you are doing an online presentation, for example, okay, so an online seminar or something, then you may add more text to your slides because then the audience is already sleeping. So, okay, something like this. But anyways, so when you are already there, because the audience will have less chance to ask you questions, okay, and they may take some screenshots or something like this. They have the uploaded slides as well. So you can put more text, but for in-person presentations, put less text on the slide, which is what we are saying from the start. Okay. Then once you know how you will present, then you can choose the design of your presentation. Okay, choosing the font size. Don't mix and match too many types of fonts in one slide. Okay, then your font will look like a Chinese dish. Okay, don't do this. Okay, like one or two font styles are enough. Okay, so it should not look too messy. Okay, make sure they have the font styles. You are changing them, but they have some similarity in them. Okay, so maybe it's the same style but different sizes. Okay, or it's the same style, the same size, but some of them are bold, some of them are italic. Okay, so don't make too many changes. Like I said, it will distract the audience. Okay, it will make your slide look messy. Okay, and for me it will look like that you just copied and pasted from different pages, and then you didn't bother to even restart it. It may look like this as well. Okay. Once you have chosen the font styles, keep them consistent throughout the presentation. So the headings will be in this font, all the headings in the presentation, the same font. The main text will be in this font, all the main text is this font, okay, and so on. So keep consistency. If you want to change up the appearance, then you can play with these things which I already mentioned, okay, the size, the color, and so on. Okay, use high quality videos and pictures. If you are going to use them, then make sure they are of good quality. Okay, now you see the screen, right? See the screen size. If I have a picture which is blurred, it will look even worse on the big screen, right? Okay, so make sure whatever you are using is high quality, otherwise it will put off the audience. Okay. If you don't have a picture yourself, then Microsoft Office has its own library from where you can download the pictures. You can use the pictures. Okay, so you don't have to, you can search inside the PowerPoint or MS Office and you will get good quality pictures directly. Okay, so you can use them. Keep the grid. Okay, make sure everything is aligned somewhere. Okay, like there is some sort of alignment. Text is going vertically or horizontally, some sort of alignment. Okay, not like one line is going vertically, the other one is going like this, and then there's a diagonal line as well. Okay, and then there's a box appearing somewhere. Okay, so keep a grid, keep it symmetric. Okay, vertical, horizontal, whatever. Okay, why we want to keep symmetry? Because symmetry then catches again the attention of the people, the audience. Okay, when it is too messy, then they are not looking at they stop looking at the slides. Okay, if you have a slide where there's too much text appearing from different people, do this, by the way. Some of the people do this. Okay, like the whole slide is filled with numbers which are coming from all directions. Okay, but then they are not using the slide to explain anything. They are saying what they need to say. Okay, slide is just there for a quick glance, and that's it. Okay, but then whatever they are saying, they are saying. Okay, slide doesn't have much use in that case. Okay, so if you want to use it like this, fine. Okay, but if you want the audience to see something from the slide and you explain it, then keep it symmetrical. Okay. Okay, don't put too many ideas in one slide. Otherwise, people will call you in the middle of the presentation. Okay. Yeah. So one slide, for example, objectives. That's it. Now, one objective, two objectives, doesn't matter. You have 1 point or 2 points. Objective is something important. So you put one slide for objectives. Okay. Next slide, method. Okay. You can extend the idea to multiple slides, but don't merge too many ideas into one slide. Idea or topic. Idea or topic means the same thing. Okay. Don't merge too many ideas or topics on the same slide. Otherwise, you are giving too much to the audience to think. Okay. You can use an entire slide to highlight a quote or an important question. Okay, so there is a big question on the slide, one question, and that's it. And the question is, what should we do about the environment? Okay, or how can we remove poverty from the world? Important question, right? A big question. Okay, so you can do this as well. If you feel something is very important, then even if it is just 3-4 words, have it on one side. Okay? So, less text on one slide will give it more importance. Get my point? Okay? If you have one sentence or one phrase which is very, very, very important, just put it in one slide. That's it. Make it as big as you want. Use different design options, but it will highlight that part. Okay, already mentioned. Okay, so it will also, help to change the pace, the speed of your presentation. Okay, so rest of the slides you were going too quickly. There was more text there. Okay, but that one slide, less text, and you are giving them more to think. Okay, so this is called as changing the pace of the presentation. Pace of the presentation can be changed in different ways. One of the ways is adding multimedia. Okay, so you are talking, and then you had a video. So now people are relaxed, they don't have to listen to you anymore. They take a sigh of relief. He is gone now. Okay. So the video plays and then you come back again. And then they are like, okay, this guy again. So this is called as changing the pace of the presentation. It can be done in different ways. One of the ways is just have a slide which has one very important word. That's it. Okay. And the other methods are having or using multimedia or quizzes or something else. Colors, obviously, they affect your mood. If there was anybody from architecture, if you know anybody from architecture department, you can ask them about this. Okay, like they can give you a whole course on color combinations. Okay, so they have like a whole science behind that. Blue means this, red means this. Okay, I'm a guy from traffic, I only know 3 colors. Okay, which is red, yellow and green. Everybody knows them, right? Everybody knows them, right? The life is very simple for me. Okay. So it doesn't only matter about the primary color. So can you tell me the primary color of these slides? What is the primary color of these slides, which you see on all the slides? Black. Okay, the text is in black. Okay, and what else? Which other color? you see on all the sides. White. The background color is also important, right? And then you see the other colors. For example, on some of them you see the blue color as well, right? By the way, these were, I believe these are the hyperlinks. If you click on them, it will take you to some examples. Okay, but video examples, I'm not going there because it will take a lot of time. Okay, if you are not sure which colors work together, then the softwares can help you with the color combination. If you are somebody like me, then you need help. Okay, boys need help. Right? You see, black and white in the whole class. Right? Same thing. Next one. This which color? Green, right? Okay. And you know this color?
English, I don't know.
Huh? Gray. Very good. See, this is why I said. Boys don't know about colors. Okay. For me, this is green and this is green. Okay. For you, this is green and this is gray, right? Okay. So at least we are common about G and R. G and R, then it could be green or gray, right? Okay. So we are bad with this. Okay. So you see black, you see white, you see blue. Okay. And that's it. Okay. Even the other colors we choose, we think that they are green or blue or white or something, right? Okay. Then we come out of the shop and they are some other color. Okay. I have 2 daughters. Okay. They teach me very well which color it is. And I keep on forgetting. When they fight with each other, Baba, why did we break this pink? Okay. And this is also pink. No, this is not pink. This is something else. Okay. Purple or something, violet or something. And I don't know why. What's the matter? It looks pink and this looks. Anyways. So the point was you can use the combination which is provided by the software, or you can take the help of the ladies in the house. Okay? Right? She says yes. So you can at least take her help. Yeah. Some businesses have brand colors. Okay, UOB has a logo, right?
Yes.
What color? So many colors. Which colors? White background and what colors?
There's a bit of orange.
Bit of orange and bit of black. He will count 7 colors. See now. Bit of what? Anyways, you get the point, right? Okay, you are working in a company, the company logo has certain colors, or for example, you are minister, inshallah, okay, in a ministry, then you are using the Bahraini colors, right? So, those are your brand colors. Then your presentation will follow the brand colors, okay? So then it makes your work easy. Okay, so again you have to look at the contrast as well. So I cannot use light blue color on the white, right? Okay, or some light color on this white background. Cannot do this. So you have to make sure that the contrast is proper. Okay, once you have designed your presentation, you need to proofread. Proofread means what? Proofread means what? What does proofread mean?
No grammar mistakes.
So you read, right? Proofread means read it again. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, there are tools available. We already mentioned it for the report writing as well. Common mistake when you are using PowerPoint or something like this, you try to see the presentation in the slide mode. So like it's in the slide mode right now. So if I made a spelling mistake, it will not show. Obviously, this is not the purpose of it, to show your mistakes to the audience. Okay? If it shows my mistakes with red color and blue color here, it is showing it to the audience. This is not the purpose of this software. Okay? You have to get out of the slide mode, then it will show you spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes and everything. Okay? By the way, grammar mistakes, it will not show. Spelling mistakes it can show. Okay? but you have to get out of the slide mode. People usually just put everything. We will look at it later on, and then later on they just see the slide mode. It will not show anything then useful. Okay. Make sure you go over the presentation few times, like go through them, go through the slides. It will make it easier. Okay. How to make your slides more appealing, shorten the text, and just use the main points and ideas, not everything else. Or okay, yeah, going through the presentation doesn't mean okay, put the slide, look at it for 2 seconds and then move on, then again 2 seconds, then move on. This is not proofreading. Okay, this is not proofreading. You are just going through the slides. Proofreading means you read it word by word. This is what proofreading means. They are professional proofreaders, okay, who do this job. They will look at each and every word, comma and full stop, everything, one by one, not leaving even one gap. Okay, if you put 2 spaces somewhere, they will know. Instead of 1 space, if you put 2 spaces somewhere, they will reject it. This is called proofreading. Okay, and if possible, waste time of one of your friends as well. Okay, like ask him or her to have a look at your presentation. Okay, it will. He may not even look at each and every word, but he is looking at it from a fresh mind, from a new angle. So he may tell you about mistakes which you cannot detect. Okay, so even if he doesn't have much time, he says, okay, you are my friend, I can waste 5 minutes for you. Okay, go ahead. Okay, but you don't do this. Okay, you don't say, okay, I will just give you the presentation in 5 minutes. The presentation is for half an hour. You don't do it. He can just because he's looking at it from a new angle. In 5 minutes, he may tell you something which you may not see in even 5 hours. Because this is your presentation. You think something is correct. He can detect it whether it's correct or not. Okay? Clear? Okay? So, come. Let's